Just a man on a mission, ambition to never fail. Personality electric, he is animated male. Intelligent and wise, calm and often cool. Chris James giving opinions while also speaking the truth. Empathy and compassion. Stephen Michael is here, helping you through your traumas, helping you with your fears. These three forces combine and keep it honest. Turn up the volume, cause this is the application of knowledge.
Welcome to the Application of Knowledge podcast. Episode 115. I am animated male, Chris James, Stephen Michael, and we back in this piece. Back in this piece like two fingers after a protest, you dig?
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
What the fuck?
You know what I mean? You dig? How y'all been, man? I feel like I ain't seen y'all.
No, how have you been?
How have I been?
I asked you.
I've been cool. You know what I mean? Like, I got a funny story. Not really funny. I mean, I guess it's funny. It's more traumatizing than anything.
Okay.
Traumatized.
Doesn't sound funny at all.
Yeah, well, this past Wednesday, you know what I mean? I was coming from the grocery store and, you know, get my little good goods, you know what I mean? Getting my fruits, my veggies, and all that stuff. I pulled into here, you know, park and all that. Open my door. As soon as I open my door, a fucking pit bull is right there.
What? Right here in the driveway?
The one from next door.
Not just in the driveway, in my car.
Wow.
The one from next door. He's friendly.
And when I tell you, my life, I was just like, oh, this is it. This is it.
Oh, you're so dramatic.
Oh, it was over. I was like, oh, this is how I go out. This is how I go out.
Wow.
I promise you, son. Because it was like right in between my laps.
What, that fast?
Nigga, as soon as I opened my door, it was just like, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, because it's in my section. So I'm just like, oh, it's over. It's over. Like, what I'm going to do? But I was calm. But inside, nigga, I was panicking. Nigga, inside,
Wow.
I was panicking. But on the outside, my demeanor was calm. And I just, got out. Pit bull was right there, was sniffing. As soon as I moved it, like, ran away a little bit. Then the owner, she was like, get over here. It's like, is she over there? I'm just like, yes.
Is she over there? She's in my car.
She's. You can see it on the Ring camera, too.
Oh, for real? Oh, I'm about to watch that.
I was just like, oh my gosh, how in the world did this happen?
See, you need to upload that as a reel.
But the dog was friendly, though.
Oh, the dog is super friendly.
It was really friendly.
Because the only way a dog is going to do that is if they're just super comfortable. Because dogs be you scared of a dog, but dogs be scared of you. Like, they don't know you. Like, so that's a dog that's like, I trust humans with my life. I love humans.
Oh, yeah.
I'm uploading that.
But my thoughts, oh my God. I was just like, it's over. I'm not having kids. I was like, it's a wrap, son. I thought I was going to get chomped. I was like, but all right, cool.
I wish you would have got out and like ran or something crazy, make it a viral moment.
I know not to run. And the
Pit
thing,
bull-
it's a
pit
pit
bull
bull. To pit bull, that's the other thing is like, I'm not going to run from this. And the funny thing is like when I was younger, before I actually understood animals, I was like really like afraid of dogs. Mm-hmm. Like those were one things I was afraid of. I remember like there was this girl, she used to rock, we used to go around the neighborhood. I can't remember her name. I'm really good at remembering names, but I can't remember her name. But I think her name was Holly. But she used to have this dog named Oreo. And anytime I would see that dog, I would just run from it. Because it was like my first interaction with dogs, and I'm just like, oh, man. And that was like, that built up. But I eventually got over it as I, got more introduced to dogs and everything. But, yeah, man. I mean, I thought it was pretty hilarious, but also, bro, I was panicked.
Does it look funny on camera?
Probably can't see
Or does
it.
it look normal?
It looked normal.
No, you could see right in between the cars.
Yeah,
Nah, but you can't see. Like,
No, you can see the dogs.
Yeah, I mean, was he already in the driveway or did he come over?
He had to come over. He had to come over.
Because you parked.
Because, I parked and all that. And as soon as I opened my door, pit bull right there. I'm just like, oh, my God. Just in between my legs. Grocery bags. I'm just like, bro, what happened to my groceries in the trunk? I'm just like, oh, it's over. It's over, man. But y'all ever had any encounters with dogs that make y'all run or that was hilarious or scary?
That would scare me. There was a dog just recently. There was a guy walking, and I don't know what kind of dog it was, but it wasn't a pit bull. But I don't know what kind of dog it was, but he was big, and the guy had walked up he was walking up the sidewalk up the highway, and the dog was in, just right out here on our main road. And I'm walking to the car, and the dog is just walking, just slowly looking around, and I'm just like, "Hey man, what's going on? What are you doing? Like, why are you out here by yourself?" And he wasn't like well groomed. He kind of looked a little grungy, and I'm like, "Is that your owner, or are you?" But the owner was really far away.
Yeah.
And I looked at the dog, and then the dog looked back at me, and I was like, "Stop playing with me!" Like literally, I said that. Like, "Stop playing with me." And he just put his head down, and he kind of walked up to me. He sniffed at me, and I'm just like, all right, I think he's cool. And then the owner is all the way up the road, and he was like, yelled at his name, whatever. And the dog looked over and just started running. Like, bro, why would you let your dog get so far behind you?
Yeah.
Like, to the point where someone may see this and be like, whose dog is this? You're nowhere near. But clearly, he was trained enough to come and pause and to
It's a dog. You don't have to pause the dog.
Oh, okay. So I don't.
You don't have to pause the dog. Miss Fight.
Wow, this is ridiculous.
I don't see this. I'm not using it anymore.
You just gotta use it in the right context.
Nah, I don't know how to
You'll
use
get
it.
it. You'll get it.
No, I won't. I don't care about
keep
it.
Training.
But that made me I got nervous. Just because he just looked grungy, and he didn't do anything that made me he didn't do anything that was aggressive.
Man.
But it was the fact that he was by himself, and the way he was walking was methodical, right? It was slow. It was intentional.
What kind of dog was it?
I don't know, but he was big, and he was.
It was a Great Dane.
No, it wasn't a Great Dane. But I don't. Those aren't aggressive. They're just big.
They just run.
Yeah, but they're But if I would have saw a pit bull by himself like that, I would have definitely been a little nervous. Just in general, because they tend to be a little more aggressive. Obviously, their environment.
They're not. The only reason why they're more aggressive is because of how they're portrayed in, like, you know what I'm saying, like fighting and movies and stuff. They're actually really kind dogs.
I'm not saying that they're bad dogs.
aggressive? Yeah.
I said that they tend to be, and I think that they have it in them, which is why they also are used for fighting. Like, you wouldn't use a Chihuahua for fighting.
I guess that's obvious for reasons that don't correlate with what you're saying.
Okay, even if it was two Chihuahuas.
You're still using Chihuahuas, like.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I think it's in them.
Because if that was the case, why not get the most aggressive dog then?
Why
not Dobermans?
Are they the most aggressive?
No, but I'm just saying, like, they're more aggressive than a pit bull.
I don't know. I'm not a dog person.
I'm just saying, like, I think they get a bad rap. They're very good with children.
I think they do as well.
When people have puppies, pit bull puppies, and they're raised, they're usually just wonderful. That dog over there is just a sweetheart. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think personally that Dobermans, and then what are the ones that cops use?
German Shepherds.
German Shepherds.
You think German Shepherds are more aggressive?
I think that they're not necessarily more aggressive, which you're talking like naturally. Mm-hmm. No, I don't think they're necessarily more aggressive naturally, but I think those dogs, like, I'd be more worried about a Doberman or a masochist or something. I can't remember the
masochist.
Mastis or something like that. I'd be more worried. There's other dogs.
Those are big dogs.
What about Rottweilers?
Nah, those are sweethearts too. They're just big dogs.
I love the way they look.
And they're very protective and that, but those are really good dogs. They wouldn't, unless their owner was with them and was like, attack, then I wouldn't be like, okay.
But see, that's what I mean when I say naturally aggressive or have it in them. Like, I think that the reason that you can look at a German Shepherd and the reason that they are used for, like, in police applications is because they do have a natural aggression to them, but they're also very highly trainable.
It's their intellect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, but they're highly trainable.
It's their intellect and also their ability.
Right. Well, yeah. And okay.
Because a Chihuahua doesn't have the ability of a German Shepherd.
Okay, I can accept that just because you're saying they're smaller and they don't have. Okay.
And the train, like what you said with the train, you can't train a Chihuahua like you can a German. It's like the intellect.
I mean, I'm not saying, like, I just want to be clear. I'm not saying that pit bulls are just bad dogs, and I also believe they get a bad rap as well. What I was saying is that I do think that, just look at men. Men naturally are more aggressive than women. Would you say that's true? Okay.
Shit.
You think that women naturally are more aggressive?
Well, women
naturally.
I mean,
You said naturally.
I mean, from the hood. You ever
said
You think that they're more naturally more aggressive?
in the hood? Hell yeah! Shit, you ever square up with a girl?
No, they are. It's a learned behavior. Men's testosterone makes them more naturally aggressive. It makes them naturally
But
more
obviously
aggressive.
nowadays we're seeing men with lower testosterone and women with higher. So that's what get weird.
It can get weird, but I'm talking about in general the way that Earth or God, Mother
Correct.
Nature, they were created. I think that they naturally have the ability to be more aggressive. So that's why they can be triggered one way or the other based upon their environment. That's all I was saying. But I don't think that they're just bad dogs, because I know a lot of pit bull owners and their dogs are amazing. I don't honestly know any pit bull owners who have like aggressive pit bulls. I know they're out there. I just don't know any personally.
Right, and that's the point. Unless they're fighting them, they're not.
Yeah, but they get a bad rap though.
Shout out to the pit bull owners out there. I love my dogs. I mean, speaking of pit bulls, you know what I mean?
Oh, for all the dogs.
All the dogs. We got a pit bull in the game right now that go by the name of Kendrick Lamar. You know what I mean? Who out there biting and chewing the competition, ripping them the kibbles and bits, you feel me? But I know this, I mean, Kendrick Lamar and Drake, this has been a consistent thing throughout hip hop, and even has expanded beyond the realms of hip hop. It's being spoken about in different audiences that's not even into music like that. So I want to. We haven't touched on it. So what are your thoughts about this Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, or this rap scenario as it's coming, or it seems to be coming to a conclusion, or
It's over.
Has came to a conclusion?
Yeah, it's over.
Just want to get your thoughts about it. What are your thoughts about it so far?
I think that Drake has been evicted.
Drake has been evicted.
Yeah, I think that he's been evicted. You know,
It's the big three.
I mean,
The big three. It's just big me.
yeah, I mean, honestly, I thought that overall Kendrick had the better songs. I also felt that he had way more material on Drake, and that's Drake's problem. You know, he's so public. So much of his information is out there. It gives anybody ammo. And I think one of the biggest missteps that Drake had was choosing to battle everybody, right? Because he's like, it's a 20v1, and I think that when he first said that in push-ups, I think that was true, because for him, if you put yourself in his shoes, he feels like he's battling the industry, right? And even though from us, it's like, oh, Rick Ross is making his little shots, it's Rick Ross, right? Oh, Kanye popped up, it's Kanye, right? You're shooting shots at John Morant, like you're shooting shots at, just people who aren't even like
ASAP Rocky.
ASAP Rocky. I mean, like, why are they getting shots? Like, but I think that one of his biggest missteps was kind of going at the industry in that way, instead of particularly focusing on making songs specifically about Kendrick, which was clearly the threat and what triggered all of this. And then even throughout all of the entire time, he's always gave shots to everybody. And I think that was a misstep.
I think what he tried to do was, in that particular instance, is to do kind of what Jay-Z did.
Was it Takeover?
Yeah, because, it was mainly aimed at Nas, but Jay-Z trickled in, some other people who was throwing shots at him, like Mobb Deep, but he said you only get half a bar.
Fuck y'all, nigga. You know what I mean?
I mean, that was crazy.
Yeah, but you can't really do it the way Hov does it, in this time of day. But I think,
Well, the thing about it is, I think Drake's too big, right? Like, Drake is a brand. Kendrick Lamar is not a brand. He's not Drake. I think that Drake thought that this would be a great moment for hip hop. I think Drake thought that this would be a great moment for his brand. I thought that he thought this was going to make some money. So whereas Kendrick Lamar genuinely seems to have hate for this nigga, Drake,
He clearly said it.
Drake was coming into it like, this is going to be big, man. This is going to be great for the brand. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they approached it differently. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Drake didn't approach it like I'm a murder.
He didn't take.
I'm gonna end his
he
career.
didn't take it serious.
Okay, that's one way to say
Well,
it. No,
he said that.
I when you say serious, what serious? Because I'm coming from a different perspective. So the way Kendrick Lamar took it serious, no. But from a branding perspective, because this was the greatest beef in hip hop since Jay-Z and Nas, in my opinion. I'm not really,
I would agree.
So.
The way that it all happened, because it's in the age of information, you can drop a track and it hits the internet and it's viral that same day, right? That wasn't happening during those times.
Right.
So we've never seen what Kendrick did.
Right.
When Drake dropped Family Matters after 616 in LA, and then Kendrick literally in less than an hour dropped Meet the Grams.
Yeah.
That was the kill shot.
Yeah.
Not just the song, but the strategy behind it. Like I literally was I was on vacation. I was in my hotel and I'm listening to the song because I'm up, right? I'm up. And I'm watching, I listen to the song and I'm like, damn, this is hard. I'm like, this is dope, right? This is dope. Yeah. And then I'm watching DJ Academic stream and I'm watching him talk about it. And then everyone's like, Kendrick just dropped. And I'm like, nigga, that's old. That was earlier today. Nigga's like, no, it just happened. And he pulled that up and I said,
ain't no way.
I left the stream to go listen to the song. I started listening and I said, what is this? What is this?
The beat was so fucking eerie, so dark and so chilling, and his voice was so calm on it.
Yeah.
That's what he was just like, dear Adonis, I hate that. I'm sorry that this man is your father. Like, nigga, what?
Yeah, he kind of pulled. That's like a Slim Shady Eminem type.
Bro,
switch up.
He's artwork.
Yeah,
he's artwork.
Yeah, he's
like,
artwork, yeah.
Like you can't, like, bro. It's like you can't predict the direction he's going to go because no one would be like hearing his tone, how mellow, how cool and calm he was. You wouldn't think that this would be a diss that will make you want to be engaged, but every bar that he was saying, I was just tuned in. Everything of the ad libs, the progression leading into the next one, and then it's like a story, and there's like a bar within a bar, makes you think you have to rewind and go through them. Just like, bruh, Kendrick is different when it comes to these disses, man.
Has Kendrick ever been in a beef like this?
No. I don't think any rapper has been in a beef like this.
Not like this.
Like,
well,
this.
I mean, okay, this beef is in its own world, right? Let's just say that. So you have Drake and Pusha T, which is, from my knowledge, that's his last beef,
Pusha
right?
T bodied it, yeah.
That's correct. So Drake's been bodied 2 times. He did body Meek Mill.
He did.
Yeah. But he definitely took an L with.
But Meek Mill was getting poked by Diddy, so that's not even.
Right, but I have never seen Kendrick in a beef like this.
I don't think he's been in a beef with another rapper per se. There's probably been like subliminals.
Right, I'm talking about open
like
and big like this.
Yeah, no.
So because they probably just know better.
So there's no precedence.
Well, actually, before Kendrick Lamar used to before he was like famous the way he is now, he used to do battle rap. Man, there used to be this dude named, I think his name was Charles Hamilton, and he was like a big Sonic fan. So he used to wear pink and blue, whatever. But they used to
wait, Sonic the Hedgehog. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm thinking about the rapper Sonic. There's a battle rapper Sonic or something.
But he was because his clothes he would have Sonic and stuff. But he became non-famous after he got punched by a girl, but this was years ago. But they had one where Kendrick Lamar was battle rapping this dude. I think his name was Charles Hamilton, if I remember it correctly. That's the only time that I.
And that don't count. Battle
So no one expected this. Drake didn't expect this. No one expected this.
I think Drake had advisors.
You think that they expected this?
I think, bro, like
had
I
advisors to tell him to do.
No. I'm sure there was advisors be like, yo, this isn't a good idea. Because once again, understand Drake is a brand. When I say Drake is a brand, he has a team. He's got advisors. He's got writers. Like he's a production. He's a brand like Taylor Swift. And someone was like, this isn't going to work out well. And he was just like, nigga, I'm Drake. He can't cancel me. He can't. And that's what.
I don't think that. I think you bring up a good point. I don't think that you can cancel Drake. But he's taken a very big
until
hit.
Until he came out with that
Meet the Grams.
Yeah, I think that his advisors, they were cool until Kendrick Lamar was pushing that narrative of him being a pedophile, because then you have it's like, okay, if everyone is out there, like he makes a big old hit, they not like us, and they're talking about him being a pedophile. One of the catchiest lines in there is like A minor.
You
know, that's one of the catchiest lines in there. And then you have people just singing that.
Certified lover boy, certified pedophile. I mean, that's just it's big in the song. Like,
yeah, and even the ending part, freaky ass nigga, use a sexy nine god. Freaky ass nigga, use a sexy nine god.
He just said it over.
I mean, it's it's repeatable. It's like
at the end you say "OV ho," like what,
bro?
In a diss song, you got niggas chanting, "Fuck oh," like come on, man.
It's bad.
It's bad. And so
it's bad.
If brands were to hear that, like Nike and
they're already
Adidas and all these big old brands, they would not want to associate themselves with someone who's being known as a pedophile. So I would say that's probably one of the main reasons why his last song that he came out with, The Heart Part 6.
Yeah.
It sounds like he was bowing out because he was mentioning like, yeah, I don't even feel like doing this no more. He sounded deflated and defeated in that song,
It basically was his way of saying this isn't true, and since you're lying, this is it. And if you want to talk facts, we can rap.
He was being defensive. In a battle rap, you don't be defensive. You're basically affirming everything your opponent is saying. If you have to clarify your statements, like if you're not I get it. A pedophile is a tough thing. I feel like you need to defend being a pedophile. As soon as you try to defend what you're being accused of, it's rap.
I don't agree with that. I understand what you're.
If Kendrick Lamar would have came out and said, "I don't beat my wife. I don't even touch my wife," how would that make him look?
Why would you not? I mean,
why would you need to address it?
Kendrick, that's a different. Beating your wife and being a pedophile are on different levels.
But they're still fucked up.
Yeah, they are, but they're on different levels. Would you not agree?
They're different levels.
Yeah, I mean that. But I'm sorry. If you're not going, you have to defend that.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
So you're just gonna let it. You just let it.
You have to.
Just because he says it, it doesn't make it true.
I'm not saying that he had to make a whole song about it. That he made a whole song about it. But if he would have just said this is some bullshit, like if he would have said something but then continued to attack him, I would have been okay with that. I'm not agreeing with the song. No,
the way he could have addressed it is by not defending the fact that he don't mess with girls, because it's very possible that he does.
I mean, there's video footage and all this shit.
It's very possible.
But what I'm saying is, what he could have done is just talked about all the bad girls that he messed with that are of age, right? He could have deflected. That's what he should have done. He should have. You don't respond directly. You deflect. And look, man, at the end of the day, Drake's in trouble.
Yeah.
Drake's in trouble.
Unless he can come back with something.
No. The beef.
No, the beef is over.
I don't think it's over.
You think that Drake's going to drop another song?
I think something else is going to happen. I think
there's two. Okay. So, all right. And I guess as we're progressing, as we're talking about, as we're getting to this. So, I had the expectation that it was done. And if he didn't drop something within a few days, it was a wrap, right? And then there was the shooting in Toronto,
which is separate from anything that has to do with Kendrick Lamar.
But as I said, as we're moving on, right? So I'm not saying that Kendrick did it. I'm not saying that why would Kendrick go shoot him? That's not what I'm saying at all. But that's not just there's no such thing as coincidence. It's not just random. So
what was the shooting about?
So we don't know yet.
Who was involved?
There was a security guard, but it's apparently supposed to be something to have to do with the Weeknd security guard, because the Weeknd, he's EXO, he's also in Canada, whatever. His security a few weeks ago, they got shot at, and now recently Drake's security guards got shot up. So this has to do between the Weeknd and Drake. It has nothing to do with Kendrick.
You think it's just
so
good timing?
Beef? Internal beef? They're
not
up
together.
I thought you just said he was OVO.
No. He's EXO, which is completely different.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not say that it had anything to do with Kendrick. I know
you did. I'm just saying that because the rap battle has nothing to do with that. So I don't think they should be synonymous.
Do you think that the world thinks that? Because I would think that this is really good timing.
It sounds like a good strategic plan by Drake. Then
why would it be by?
If I'm getting whooped in a rap battle, you know what? Let me go ahead and create some animosity to draw the attention off of this.
So you think that one of his security guards, he set up one of his security guards to get shot in the chest?
Did he die?
He got shot in the chest.
Did he die?
If you want to injure someone,
Did he die? No. You can put a bulletproof vest on. Bow! I got shot in the chest.
He was in critical condition.
Did he die? And the news media, they can make it frame up any way
I don't know. I don't know the
details. They want.
Was he wearing a vest?
That's what I'm asking you.
Was he bleeding? I don't know.
All right then.
I know that he got shot in the chest.
But we didn't hear about a death. How does he look? How does this man look?
I don't know anything yet.
That's all I'm saying.
And if Drake is one of the biggest things in Toronto, I'm sure it's not too hard to.
Like, what are we talking about, baby?
Listen, I have questions too. You're proving my point.
Everything.
That's my point.
Yeah.
I'm saying that there's no coincidence. Whatever happened is being done intentionally.
Of course.
That's what my point is, Mel. And you're arguing against me, and I'm just like, you were just like, oh, it has nothing to do with Kendrick. I'm like, I wasn't trying to say that.
I'm just saying the battle rap in that shooting is different. What Kendrick is doing.
I'm saying that I don't think so. It's not just a coincidence.
Of course not. There's no such thing.
It was timing for a reason. Whether it was Drake's ops
and we just said let's take it. Why?
Let's take, maybe it has nothing to do with the Weeknd. Maybe we don't know, right? But regardless, whether it was someone who actually was going after his people, which why would you shoot at the security guard? And Drake may not even be there, which is dumb. Doesn't even make sense, right? Why risk it?
Right,
Knowing that every street on that block has cameras. These niggas are in 4 or 5K, right? I mean, come on. So whether Drake set it up himself or whether someone said, well, I don't like Drake, let me take a shot at him or whatever, and then it could be blamed on the rap battle, right? Whatever the case may be, it was really good timing, and Drake can and probably will use that at some point to spin that, right? Because I think that there was another shooting, and I may be wrong on that, but I did hear about another one, and it could be about the Weeknd. I don't know, but I don't think that this battle in the bubble that it's in, I think that it is over. What I do believe is that Drake is going to regroup and then come back later.
Part 2?
No.
And I'm not saying he's going to re-spark the beef.
No, it doesn't make any sense. It would be suicide. It doesn't make no sense.
Nigga, he's already dead.
What he needs to do is worry about his brand, because his brand took a huge hit. And really, the problem is Kendrick didn't just make diss tracks. And this was, I think, it was recording, but his stuff is catchy. People are remembering. Y'all come downstairs, y'all are singing it. The children at school are singing it. They're breaking down the lines. One of his diss tracks is one of his biggest records, period. Like, so it's a problem because it's embedded in the culture. Like, it's going to be around for a long time.
It's about to be the number one song of the summer once the summer starts.
Right. And so that's a huge problem for something as big as Drake.
And Drake owns the summers too. He does.
Not anymore.
He's a summer god. He drops in the summers.
Freaky ass nigga. He's a 69 god.
I just,
nigga.
at the end of the day, throughout this entire thing, whether he misstepped on how I think it was a misstep how he defended the pedophilia allegations. Me personally, I'm just not gonna let you call me a pedophile. You have to do something. I think that he was wrong, as you guys stated, of getting defensive about it. As Chris said, he could have deflected. You had to do something about it. You couldn't just. I'm sorry. You can't just ignore that. You got to do something.
Well, no. I think the way he handled it was incorrect. The reason why he is down the way he is because his last track was completely defensive.
I agree.
But
I don't think you can just ignore that.
You can. You chose not to. You can ignore that. Same thing. If Kendrick would have been made an entire song talking about I don't beat my wife, I don't do this and all that.
That's not what I'm saying.
I'm just saying if Kendrick would have done it that way, or addressed it that, if you address it, just ignore it. Don't even pay attention. Why pay attention to BS?
I think that Drake is too big. It's with what's happening in the news with Diddy and Epstein and the way that Kendrick put it all together. I'm not saying that you need to get defensive, but I think that you have to do something.
If Drake has video footage of him kissing an underage teen on stage, that's his fault because that actually exists. If he's been talking to Millie Bobby and texting her about boyfriends and she's 13 or 14 and talking about relationship with boys and they ask, oh, what are we talking about? I can't tell you about this type of stuff. This type of stuff is going to be brought up in a rap battle. If he has all this history of taking pictures and being out with younger women, and even in some of his songs, he's addressing women that are 18 and 19 or whatever, that are super young. Not to say that dating someone's 18, 19 is bad, but the optics of it, considering your history with women and the relationships that you have with all these rappers, they're becoming destroyed because of women. Anything that happened with Metro Boomin or in the past, or there's fights or there's beef, it's always around women. He mentioned having sex with Lil Wayne's girlfriend. You know that song that 6'7" song, mad about that woman named Tammy, but hoes gonna be hoes, so you couldn't blame Tammy. That was the girl that Drake slept with. You know what I mean? So it's if you see this history of him dealing with women, and then the friendships that he has are being dissolved because of these women. These are a lot of things that's going to be called to question. How much are you going to defend? How much are you going to defend? What are you going to say?
I agree with you, Mel.
I'm just saying, bro, he has this history with women, and it seems that since he has his rap cachet, that now he got his rep up, and now he has that clout, and so it doesn't really take much for him to get women, but the way that he has been moving is acting like someone who gets so attached to women and he gets possessive over women that he allows that to cause some friction in his relationship. So
I think that I think that he's there's a level of guiltiness there in him. Whether he has had sex with them, right, or not. I think he's crossed boundaries, and I think that, and maybe I'm looking at it from a stance of being innocent, right? I mean, me personally, if I'm that big, I feel like you gotta say something, and I'm not saying that I absolutely agree with you. I don't think that he should have defended himself in the way that he did. I think that was completely wrong. And the whole song was weird because of it. But as Chris said, I think the deflection may have been a better way to go about it. But I think that Drake went on his own on this one. I think that he went off on his own with it. And he just said, I'm gonna write this on my own and just
no ghostwriters.
I think that I think he did it on his own. He was just finishing tour. It was a bad play.
So here's the thing about Drake, though, where I will give him some slack, just because why not balance the conversation? He is a boy band in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is on all these 13-year-old girls' wall. Like, he is that lover boy. Yeah. So interacting with young women, that's part of his fan base. We can't say that it is his fan base because there's a lot of older women that like him.
Everyone, he's worldwide.
Niggas like him. Like, so, but you can't discount that he is a pop star.
He is.
He's a pop star. And so he is very appealing to that group, that demographic. And so, yeah, he's going to interact with those girls because you can't just ignore them. You can't, like, they drive a lot of his sales and just whatever, the fan clubs and everything that comes along with it. But, obviously there's ways to navigate that. And then in reality, with everything that's going on with Diddy and Epstein and everything, it's like,
I felt like the timing, it was it was really bad for Drake. I like, it was just, I mean, with all the Diddy stuff happening and then Kendrick saying that, in our life, there couldn't have been a worse moment. Like, I don't think that there could be a worse moment.
Well, any time between now and the Me Too movement starting, like, has been bad for that.
Yeah, but I mean, but right now with all the stuff with Diddy, I think that it's at its peak currently. It's still peaking, but it's currently at its peak.
I mean, the Epstein thing.
I mean, yeah, but Diddy's a rapper, Drake's a rapper. You link them more closely than Drake and Epstein. I'm not saying that they're different. I have no idea. But I'm saying you can think about it from the casual, right? You know Diddy and you know Drake. They're easily more linkable than Epstein. I just think there's a really bad time for Drake for that to come up.
I'm going to say this. The interesting thing about this beef with the technology and everything, where I think Kendrick, and he's methodical. Maybe he did this on purpose. I think he did it on purpose. He got the culture behind him. Like, Kendrick got the culture behind him. And if you look at the reaction videos and everything, it's almost like his tracks and the songs he put out were designed to be like broken down and analyzed, and he used YouTube to his advantage, essentially. Like, he used, the comedians and everybody, like, and then even with the Twitter account, like, he took it to a level where, like, even if Drake had better bars, he still couldn't win. Because in the court of public opinion, which really is the only thing that matters.
It's the only thing
because
that matters.
the only niggas that really care about bar for bar are other rappers. So the people in the game be like, the public opinion think Kendrick won, but really it was Drake because he said this. We're not analyzing it that way. We're analyzing it from almost like a holistic production value thing. And I think Kendrick took far more advantage of that, even though Drake got more resources.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that Drake, he did well with spitting bars. Like, his bars on Family Matters were crazy. Mm-hmm. Even on that Heart Part 6, he had a bar where he was talking about the child or giving birth to, I don't know. He had a hard bar in the Heart Part 6, and I was just like, yo, Drake is actually rapping. Mm-hmm. Like, regardless of who I thought won, Drake was actually spitting some bars, and I was just like, yo, this was legit. It was hard. But Kendrick, he created a freaking masterpiece. It was like Drake was creating skits and Kendrick was creating a movie. You know what I mean? And there were so many different layers behind a lot of his lyrics, and it made you research. And to speak to what Chris is talking about, as far as like the way Kendrick was writing his bars, it was just like, it was a level of intelligence in there. And you could tell, like, he was still on his, fight the power type vibes, because if he's literally giving you history lessons.
That was dope.
Who is giving you history lessons?
Let me break it down for a minute.
In a battle rap.
Stay with me for a
He said,
second.
let me put you on game for a second.
Damn.
It's just like how, but it made sense because he broke this bar down and said, hey, you're a colonizer, and here is why you're a colonizer. There was much more depth into his lyrics versus just stingers, you know. And of course, the catchy lines of being a 69 God, or you know, being
freaky ass nigga. You a fan? He a fan?
Yeah, he a fan. It's like those. Besides the catchy lines, he had those lines that just made you sit back and think, like, oh man, this cat could be a colonizer, man.
Funny, I didn't catch it the first time. Like I like the second time through. He was like, yo, he's really giving y'all history, and I said, oh no, hold on a second.
Man, he be dropping them gems, man, and
Bro.
like throughout like the big three. Throughout the
Ain't no more big three.
it's literally now just Kendrick, because J. Cole bowed out. He said, I don't want no problems, and Drake just got ate up like lunch meat. You feel me? So it's Kendrick. But going into this, I knew Kendrick would win. Simply because, I mean, I am a little bit biased when it comes to Kendrick, because like amongst the big three, I would say I listen to his music a little bit more, and then I'll go Drake and then J. Cole. But the way I would have probably been a little bit more excited with J. Cole and Kendrick, because they're both more lyrical.
Lyricists,
and they don't have anyone necessarily writing their songs for them or their lyrics for them. So you know it's coming from those two. And with Drake, you know he can write, but he also has a history of having other people write for him. So.
I have a question. Do you think that part of the reason why Kendrick got so much traction, not taking anything away from Kendrick in and of himself, but part of the reason he got so much traction was because people just hate Drake?
Kendrick's the underdog.
I understand that. But I'm saying, like, I think that if you look at them both and you both say, well, they're both equally liked, I think that the outcome of this battle may look different in the eyes of the people.
No, but because you converted Drake fans.
I think that so many. Well, obviously you understand that there's a lot of people that just don't like Drake because they don't like Drake. Like, that people hate him.
And the only reason they can have that opinion about him is because he's so big.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
So they just hate him just to hate him.
He's
and
so
they
big.
want to see him lose, right? So I think that part of why the battle got so much traction was because people just hate Drake. I've seen so many videos of just girls, like, and I mean, it's guys too, but just girls, like people that like, they'll just post reels and they're like, oh, Kendrick won. Thank you. Finally, somebody showed that I hate Drake. I've always hated Drake. I was with Kendrick from the beginning. I just hate Drake. I don't even listen to the Drake songs. I only listen to Kendrick songs, and he won.
That doesn't tip the scales.
Well, if you part of in 2024, part of how people decide who wins is streams.
Well, I would say there's probably more Drake fans than Drake haters, or more
Right.
people who support him. Otherwise,
Right.
he wouldn't be so successful.
Correct. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay, are those people in our community? Drake's worldwide. He's got
So
like he
has
talked
a
about.
much
I'm
bigger
in
audience of people who would support him. So if anything, what Kendrick did is a much bigger feat, because he has less people that would be on his side.
Are the people in Japan, because he talked about I'm out in Tokyo because I'm big in Japan. Do you think that they have any impact on this beef?
No.
No.
But streamers that are 16 years old who are Drake fans would have a massive impact. Maybe not in your eyes because you don't see these dudes, but someone like a Neo, right? Who's Neon?
Yeah, you keep calling him Neo.
Oh, why y'all didn't correct me?
We have corrected you last time.
I genuinely don't care about this nigga. He's weird. But these streamers, they're really, really weird. Aiden Ross is weird as hell. Like, they're just weird. But Aiden Ross, his impact is going to be monumental.
And he likes Drake.
Right.
He literally like fanboys for Drake.
It's going to be way bigger than some girl on TikTok being like, I've never liked him. So,
I mean, I could see it. It could definitely play a part of people just hating Drake, and they're seizing this moment to capitalize and to bring him down. I could see that.
I'm just talking about people. I'm talking about people who don't even listen to music, right? Because this is brought in the world, right? People that just, you have Kendrick fans, you have Drake fans. Drake obviously has way more fans. Get that, right? But when you bring in a whole entire group of the world or the U.S. who really doesn't listen to music like that, which they're going to be more of them, right? Kendrick brought those people into this beef against Drake because there's people that they just don't like him because maybe they don't even listen to his music. They just don't like him because they don't like him.
Drake has that look and that vibe about him.
Like you want to stuff him in a locker or something?
Yeah, like he has that appeal. Like, I don't like this.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't even say that I'm a Drake fan. I like some of his songs, but I can't tell you the last time I listened to an entire Drake album.
His most recent ones I haven't listened to, but he has some really good albums.
I mean, let's not.
Scorpio or Scorpion. That was probably one of the last like good albums. I think I listened to most of it, but I don't like some. Kendrick was saying, I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he acts tough. I like Drake with the when he acts tough. Yeah. I like Drake when he raps.
I like both of them.
I don't dislike him.
It's like Future. Future, he makes those club bangers, but then he has those songs where he harmonizes.
I'm not a fan of Future.
I like Future.
First of all, I can't understand half his lyrics.
Yeah, listen.
I do, nigga. I do listen.
You gotta listen.
I don't care to listen that much. I don't want to work for my music. I want to enjoy it. I don't.
Nigga, Future's the truth, man.
I'm not saying he's not. It's just some of the.
I mean, he had the number one working for 3 weeks.
Some of the lyrics, I'm like, Future, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Like, this nigga said,
Dungeon Family, man.
What this nigga said,
I'm gonna put my thumb in her butt.
Yeah, like this nigga said, I'm gonna put my finger down her throat. She, if I lose a carrot, she might choke. Like, nigga, what are you?
That's hard.
I mean,
that's hard. I'm gonna put my finger down the throat if I lose a carrot. It's because he got fucking carrots on his
know.
Finger.
It's just
that's hard as shit.
Somebody said, Future just be saying anything. I mean, he does. Like, I mean, listen, I don't dislike Future. I just don't. I mean, but
everyone has their fan base,
right?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, and I'm not saying I dislike him. I don't turn the song off when Future comes on.
It's not Adele or Eminem, basically.
Okay, stop trying to play me.
No, do you like Adele?
Yeah.
Do you like Eminem?
Yeah.
I'm not playing you.
Okay. So no. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Like, me personally, I was able to watch this beef objectively.
Yeah, same. Even though I have my bias to like Kendrick, I can take away my bias.
Well, I mean, I think that we talked about this years ago, but I don't listen to Kendrick like that. Like,
I don't listen to Kendrick at all.
I mean, I heard a couple songs, a couple years ago,
I went
like
to his concert last
Damn
year.
Humble, like, I mean, but other than that, like, I don't listen to Kendrick.
Kendrick is a beast.
So this obviously got me. Oh, let me go listen to some of his songs.
Listen to it. Does,
and it's happened a lot.
To Pimp a Butterfly, most people, I mean, it got a Pulitzer Prize or whatever that's supposed to mean. But I would say that's probably like one of the more doper albums because it has a lot of anthems on there. Like King Kunta has that. Has that "We Gon' Be All Right." That's man.
Yeah.
And he got a track on there with Tupac. It's like the last song on there.
I think that this was amazing for Kendrick.
Yeah.
See, here's the problem, and this is where Drake messed up. I think he let his ego get in the way, but I think also he's not grounded. I don't think he has anything to keep him grounded. I don't think anybody could ground him if
his ego is crazy,
and it should be. Yeah. He's been on top for so long, so he's very disconnected.
Years, man.
I mean, he literally has the longest rule because rap's not that old.
No,
like son, I was working at Arby's when he was still number one.
Yeah, when Drake came out, 2008-ish, I was just like, this is gonna be that dude. I remember me and Corey were talking about him. I was like, he's gonna be that dude. So he's super disconnected, and I don't think he realized what he had to lose. It's no different from Jay-Z getting into a rap beef with Kendrick right now. What?
Hov is different though.
Mel.
What he's saying is that there's nothing for Jay-Z to gain.
There's nothing from the game.
Yeah.
So from a business standpoint, it doesn't make sense. But of course, Jay-Z is seasoned. He's a mature artist. Drake, although he's been on top for so long, he had a lot of help. Drake had a lot of help. Yeah, so Drake didn't come up the way Jay-Z did to know better. He didn't know better. And also the beefs he's had up until this point, they ain't really been.
They haven't been Kendrick Lamar.
Right, I guess so.
Yeah.
So where Drake literally had nothing to gain from this, like literally nothing. Kendrick had everything to gain, and he won. And
yeah, the funny thing is Kendrick Lamar, he has like, they say he made like a total of 10 songs right for this. Like during that period where like
Oh, because he said, how many stocks do I have?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. You know what I mean? So I'm ready.
Yeah, he's ready.
He's ready, man. But overall, to put a button on this, because I think we can keep going on that all night.
I know.
I think overall this was a good look just for hip hop, for rap. And, this is something that the rap fans have been wanting, like a lyrical battle of like the top MCs. And I honestly do think that it's probably one of the best, if not probably top 2, top 3 rap battles that we've experienced or
of our adult generation.
Well, that I've experienced.
I say it's number 1.
I think it's number 1.
Of our adult
I think it's number 1.
period.
I mean, I would have to do a little bit more double checking, but initially how I
mean,
feel,
people are gonna want to put the Tupac Biggie beef.
I wouldn't put that there because that wasn't even a back and forth.
But that's what I'm saying. But like people,
they wouldn't do that.
They
really do though.
For the battle raps, they wouldn't do that. Probably a beef, but a battle rap because Biggie never responded or said anything to Tupac. He never rapped about Tupac. So it's only at one side.
Hit him up?
Yeah, hit him up. That's Tupac.
Right. But wasn't that Biggie, Bad Boy? He came at everybody.
Tupac did. Biggie didn't.
Right. Oh, okay. You're saying Biggie didn't respond, so it's not beef. It's not a battle rap.
It's not a battle.
I got you.
Somebody going out.
But what Chris is saying is that people still use that as a diss track, battle rap track, and it's like it's not technically a battle rap.
They still do.
Okay, I'll receive that. But I think that this battle was definitely. It's up there, I do think
you want to give it number 1.
What's number 1?
I would have to look at the history of them, but I mean, I'm just saying my first initial feeling
Jay-Z and Nas.
is those sentiments.
Okay.
Of like, yo, this is the best one.
Okay, so I mean, you can say that.
Those were my sentiments.
Because that's what you've experienced.
Because it was the hype and also the amount of songs that we got from it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, we didn't get this amount of songs from Jadakiss and 50 or Ja Rule and 50. And all these KRS-One and
it was the production was different.
Yeah,
production was definitely
even recent.
Different.
You have Eminem and Machine Gun Kelly. There was some. I mean, obviously I'm an Eminem fan, but there was some good songs in there.
I mean, Machine Gun Kelly got him.
Yeah, Machine Gun Kelly really he did. Well, do you think I won't say he won?
You think he won?
I think he outbarred Eminem. I mean, sorry, he can't outbar Eminem because Eminem's a better rapper, but his song was better and his his jokes were more funnier. If you're able to get some laughter, him talking about like Eminem wearing that weird hat,
right? I agree. I mean, that was a good track.
But even that was in it. I think it had 4 songs.
It was
2 back to back, something like that.
And by the way, Eminem like killed his career. So
basically,
well, no. MGK
he ain't rapping.
Mel,
that nigga's acting.
He completely shifted.
MGK ain't made no fucking album. He ain't made nothing after that. He's acting now.
MGK he's active. He's not just acting. I
haven't seen him making any music.
Being a pop artist?
Oh, country or something.
Like, it's like rock or something like that.
Yeah.
But no, he has a fan base. And it's very prominent.
I'm not saying
he has an active fan base. It's not like he doesn't make music or he doesn't
That's
rap
not what
anymore.
I'm saying. Did he not pivot though?
He's been doing that. It was way before the Eminem thing. He's doing the acting and like as far as like the sound of his music has changed. But MGK is a beast, man.
He is. I'm
gonna hold it down for him because he's from Ohio.
I'm not taking anything away
from Cleveland.
Yeah, He from OHIO, man. He from where I'm from. So I got to show love to him.
I'm never taking anyone on. If Eminem is beefing with somebody,
Eminem easy.
But I think that overall was a good. I think it was a good battle. But I think that Eminem did cause him to pivot a little bit. And I understand he was already doing that.
That's fine. But the Kendrick Lamar. Okay, I would say top 3. Because there's wiggle room.
But you need time to give him number 1.
I feel because emotions are fickle. I feel it is number 1. Because the excitement, as people talking about it, the back and forth with the songs, the length of songs, the engagements, the breaking downs of all these things. Like no other rap battle has garnered this much attention in this amount of time. And has millions of views over the span of like a week or 2.
It took over the internet for a month. Like 2 weeks of all the real mass of it.
And the fact that Drake drops his album, and then an hour later, Kendrick.
Nigga, that's
perfect.
That you can't.
Bro, when that happened, oh my God.
There had to be, number one, there has to be a mole. And they said, we fed you information. But nigga, if you fed, here's what my problem is. This is why The Heart Part 6 really fell flat for me also. If you fed him information, you should have known he was going to then come back to Family Matters, because he responded directly to Family Matters. Like, he knew exactly what Drake was going to say. And he did it that fast. Drake would have won if he would have already pre-planned the response to Meet the Grams, saying, we got you. You fell for it. We had a mole. We knew you were going to drop. Here's da-da-da-da-da. Like, if he would have done that, I think
yes, that would have undermined everything Kendrick was doing.
So basically, we would have got 3 songs in a row. Boom, boom, boom.
That would have completely undermined him, and the whole pedophile thing would have just got washed.
Like,
that would have been some light, you got me an L type issue.
Yeah,
for real. Right.
Because if you really were doing that, then you should have already had this planned, and you should have been recording it. So on Family Matters, you have these recordings, and you make a video, which I thought was pretty cool. I still don't really understand everything, but but you should have recorded how you guys are feeding information. You should have recorded text messages, however you were doing it. Put it in a video. Do that.
And stop replying with reels or stories on your Instagram.
That damn red button.
Yeah, like,
Family Matters was the red button. People were saying,
it was the nuke.
Where people were saying, like, Drake, you're gonna have to hit the red button. Nigga, Family Matters was the red button. Kendrick nullified it.
I mean, hit that dude with a solemn judgment.
I mean, God, that was, bro. People that in 20 years, kids, they're gonna hear about the beef, and they're not gonna truly be able to understand how deep that was, because how beef will happen in the future.
Right. It was the moment. Mm-hmm.
We'll see Lifetime videos or movies about it.
It'll be a docuseries.
We lived through it, baby.
Like, that is when people say we lived through a piece of history, we genuinely did, and I think that we realized it
In more ways than one, yeah.
like
Especially in hip-hop.
like that changed hip hop. Like, I think it changed things, and how music will now come. And then I know we were putting a bow on this, so let's wrap up. But then to Metro dropping BBL Drizzy.
Yeah.
I mean, have you heard that song, Chris?
Maybe.
It's not even a song, it's a beat.
I've heard. Okay, no, because I keep hearing about it, BBL Drizzy. And I know that there's shots at Drizzy for his, I guess he got his abs done and stuff. So I didn't know if they were alluding.
Well, Rick Ross came out with that BBL Drizzy line.
Okay.
And call him a white boy, but then Metro Boom. But in that song Push Ups, Drake has that line of saying, Metro, shut your whole ass up and pay some drums. Right. He has that line, and so he's a producer. And so Metro, he came out with
shut his whole ass up.
That is funny though. But he came out with the beat BBL Drizzy, and he made this beat, and he allowed other fans to create their own song to it. And the hook in the background, which Steven's gonna play, it says BBL Drizzy.
Wow, that was wild.
So he did 2 things, right? So number one, he made the beat, then he put it out for free and said best verse gets a free beat. Mm-hmm. The day or the day after, he ups it and says now the best verse gets a free beat and $10,000, and then the second best gets a free beat.
Wow, he put a hit on it.
He put a bounty on it.
Basically,
wow,
but Cats is making videos.
Now the whole internet, which is what Drake rules,
right,
is against him. People that maybe don't even dislike Drake, I want the beat. You don't want the money. So he got the entire hip hop world to then now it's literally a
let me say this one thing
1,000 V1.
Play it. Let me say this one thing. Drake really proved the impact that he has on hip hop. Like, he really proved it, because you could say he lost and all that stuff, which is true. Mm-hmm. But the impact that he had, because this is all because of Drake. Mm-hmm.
It's all because of Kendrick too.
No.
Yes.
If Kendrick was battling somebody else, it wouldn't be this
Kendrick does not have the ability to do this without Drake.
If Kendrick doesn't start talking about this and calling them out,
I think
this wouldn't even start.
I think Chris is saying something different.
I'm saying something different. I
understand that, but this wouldn't have happened if Kendrick Lamar wasn't the catalyst. Yes, Drake's rep, his aura, his control over the music scene is reflecting off the way people are, it's creating a shift in the culture. That can only happen because of someone who's as powerful as a Drake in the industry. So it definitely shows. But I'm just saying,
I get what
if he wouldn't put his foot out there, he wouldn't have tripped. I
get what you're saying.
And you're right, Mal.
And you're right. You're not wrong. Because he's had beef with other people, and this was not the outcome. But it was the fact that he didn't back down from Kendrick.
Yeah.
It was the fact that
I thought he was.
He said it in a song. He said, I forget the exact bar.
He said, nah, we gonna.
No, yeah, but this is later. He basically said, like, you went number one, but that's because of the boy, saying me. So you might as well just give me the loot. Like, basically saying, you should pay me for me, which is exactly.
It's 100%
correct.
And this is what I'm saying. And I'm like, just from a different perspective, forget the actual lyrics and production. Drake did something special for us.
Shout out Drizzy. BB.
I'm gonna just play you just a small clip of it, so you just.
I've heard that.
I was about to rap on it.
I see.
I mean, it's soulful.
They said they really put an Aretha Franklin type vocal on him.
It's soulful.
Said I'm thicker than a nigga.
Thicker than a Snicker.
Thicker than a Snicker.
His cake will make you show up. I know you see his glow up. It's BBO Drizzy.
Those are the drums. Yeah. Like that, bro, you.
Yeah, he did it.
But there's also a new remix out. It's a Spanish one. You heard it?
I have.
It's called El Drake or something like that.
El Drake. It's like a tango, almost like. Yeah.
I'm just like, oh man, they got Mexican people
bro
doing it, and they got people in Japan.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just that's what I said, that they turned the world against Drake, and having that type of ego. I personally said what he should do if he was going to respond is use that beat to respond. That's what he should do, and turn you. Thanos shit and
boom,
what I'm saying?
Take the whole oomph out of it.
Like, that's what he should have done. It's too late now.
Because what you would have done is, everybody knows the beat is against Drake, blah blah blah, boom. But then Drake gets on it, makes a amazing track,
yeah.
And then every time you hear it, you're expecting Drake to come on and do his verse. I think
that. I mean, he's even said that wasn't about that song, but it was to Kendrick. And he was like, "Yes, that song was good, but you had to go on and say some other shit, talking about the pedophilia."
But this is my point. Drake was not. He don't hate Kendrick.
No.
What Drake thought is what happened. Right? He made an incredible moment for hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of money was made, but his career took a hit that he didn't expect to happen because Kendrick just went so deep.
Well, Drake is to blame for that.
Because of Family Matters?
No, because not Family Matters. It's another song. I think it's the TaylorMade freestyle.
Oh, when he used Pac.
Yeah, when he used
It wasn't even Snoop. It was Pac.
But he mentioned his family. He mentioned something about Kendrick Lamar's family. And even prior to that, Kendrick Lamar, he said in his songs.
Told him twice.
Like, hey, let's keep this between us. Don't touch on the family. Don't touch on loved ones and stuff. And we're going to keep it clean. But Drake didn't do that. It's the same thing that he messed up with Pusha T. It's because in Drake's diss to Pusha T, he mentioned Pusha T's wife. And she's like not even in the limelight.
Drake, he's that dude got bullied and now he's got some power and he's always wants to push it far. Like, bro, when you start bringing people's family and this stuff, it just gets ugly.
And this is why I'm completely okay with him calling him a pedophile. Because if you wouldn't have brought out any of my family he wouldn't have love with, It's just like, man, you don't have these. Like, these are just people, innocent people who have nothing to do with the glitz and the glam and the fame. They're just living their life, and they just happen to be a part of my life. Why are you bringing them into it?
Because once Drake shines that light on, the internet is like, wait, what's going on?
Yeah, they're going to start researching and start digging,
yeah.
and then it becomes something it shouldn't.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm completely okay with him.
And you can tell because Euphoria was. That's also why Euphoria is my favorite song, because I don't know, the whole pedophilia stuff, that made me weird. It felt weird. I said, I don't like these. I really stopped engaging into it. Just that stuff, it makes me upset.
Nigga, that shit brought tears to my eyes.
Like that shit.
When I heard
because of the hate for Drake.
No, nigga. It's the end when you lied about the interview.
I'm not talking about the song.
I am. Whatever. The thing is, like, whether it's true or false, I don't care.
I don't care either. I'm just saying it was just the
it's whatever.
I was like, this is weird.
If it's true or false, it doesn't matter, because there's so many rap lyrics that we don't even know, or that people say in their rhymes that could be false, or like cats, even if they're not beefing,
niggas lie.
They lie all the time.
They lied.
Yeah.
And so now Cats is in a rap beef. Cats going to start analyzing. Oh, is this the truth
I think
or
it's
not?
because it was so big.
And regardless, it don't matter.
That's a big fucking lie.
For me, as someone who loves music, especially hip hop, if I hear someone say that I'm listening to the progression of the beat, the tone of his voice in relation to how these creepy ass pianos, and then you hear his voice echoing in the background. You lied. You lied. Then his comments like, you lied. You lied. I'm just like, oh, fuck the rap battle. It's a lifelong battle with yourself. And then that
was
Kendrick. They said that was the funeral, and then Not Like Us was Kendrick dancing on his grave.
Yeah, man.
I mean, that's true.
On that beat.
I mean, me personally, just got weird. That's also what keeps me from kind of listening to Not Like Us, because I'm just like, this is, I don't know, man. It's just weird to me. I just don't even like to. It's weird.
Hey,
it's nasty.
It's
weird. I understand that, but with music, I don't want to listen to music and then hear them talking about pedophiles. It to me, I understand the song.
Like they're bigging up pedophiles.
I understand, and you just you don't get it. I don't know.
No, I get it. I get it.
It's weird. It's weird to me. And I'm not me. I mean, yeah, have I listened to the song in my car? For sure. Is it going to be on replay? No. I'll listen to Euphoria. I like that shit. I also think that, and I don't know, maybe when we talk about these 10 songs that he has, his stocks, I think that there's also some shit that Kendrick has kind of touched on, which he has not talked about, which is, I think that Drake is banging trannies.
Possibly, because even in the song, They Not Like Us, he says...
What's OVO mean? The other vaginal option?
No. Well, I get that, but no, he says the rabbit hole gets deeper.
Right.
In that song, he says the rabbit hole, he can get deeper.
Right, and he brings up in Meet the Grams, when he's talking to Adonis, he's talking about stay away from them Brazilians, and which it's like, okay, why'd you mention Brazilians? There's a lot of trans people, women in Brazil, and then in Euphoria, he's talking about we don't believe that you even like women, and then he's talking about how you saying you sex a sexy red. I believe you see two bad bitches. Yeah, right. But then there's also another line where he says, you the bitches that you bang, we don't like them because they think they're real women, right? So on 3 different occasions he's hinted to the fact that Drake is fucking trannies. So
when you get to that level of stardom and power, first of all, you don't get there by mistake. Yeah. It's very intentional. There are gatekeepers. There's things you have to do. We all know this is why Diddy's in trouble now. Mm-hmm. So you think Drake got a pass?
No, he didn't.
So Drake very probably had to experience the same ritualistic stuff that most rappers have to experience to get to that level. Or maybe all. I don't want to say all because it's a different age. The internet helps. And so they get turned out.
Yeah.
And also, when you think about it, like, you're Drake, you can literally have any woman not any woman, but you can have any kind of woman you want from any kind of culture, virtually.
Yeah.
There's probably some indigenous cultures and,
right.
stuff. And so you've had it all, tried it all.
Now you want something extra.
Something different. I think this is also part of the reason why you might start messing with minors. It's something different. It's not a grown woman, right? I mean, you just, and you're always high. You're always
That nigga. They say he be drinking. He gambles like.
This is not a person that has peace. So in that, like, we look at Drake, the mansions and everything, bro. That stuff don't mean nothing to him.
Mm-hmm.
He has so much money, power, influence. None of that means anything. When you get to that level, that stuff doesn't mean anything. That's why these billionaires and these people, these 1%ers, do all of this weird stuff.
Yeah.
They don't all the stuff that we value. They could not care less about. They have it in spades. They want something different. They want to do that hostile stuff. They want to, snatch somebody up and torture them and hear them scream. And you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Yeah. Did you all hear about, or did you all see the interview that Shannon Sharp did with Amanda Seales?
Is
Yes.
that the black woman with the hair? She had braids or dreads?
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but I've seen clips. I didn't go watch it because I'm just like, I don't like her energy. I don't know what's happening here.
I watched it last night.
The whole thing.
I watched it last night.
Oh, so your memory of it is fresh then, because man, I watched it I watched it in totality. Then I just went back and watched.
You're a beast for that.
It was hard to watch because, like, I want to say the first 30 minutes.
20, yeah.
I was just like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I was literally like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Do you watch these while you're working?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious because I'm like, when do you have
literally the only time that I would be able to.
that makes sense because I'm just like, bro, I can't just. It's 2 hours and just. If someone I'm not interested in, like, when do I have time to watch that?
But Mel's always consumed podcasts and stuff. So.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he's working and he's able to listen to something while he's doing something, that makes sense.
But also, I listen to mine faster.
Okay, that's right.
I speed up the
2x or
videos.
1.5.
On YouTube, I changed it to 1.35.
Okay.
3.5?
1.35.
So it's just a
that was an
little.
option.
It's
You
just
can do
a
custom.
It's just a little extra.
It's a little bit faster, so I can cut it down because if it's like a 3 hour, I'm like, okay, let me
20 minutes on
speed this up. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
But if I do it too fast, it becomes like, I was like,
Yeah, you can't catch it.
You know what I mean? It
That's
becomes a little bit
That's
hilarious.
crazy, man. Amanda, she's an interesting character, man. She's interesting.
What was your takeaway from her interview with Shannon?
Man, it was so weird, man. It was so many things going on. First of all, Shannon, for the first time I saw Shannon come in with bias. That was the first time I ever seen.
You thought he was biased?
Oh, yes. Yes. I think that Shannon knew and heard things about her and came with a perspective. I think that she genuinely did call him out on being combative. Not in an overt way. Not overtly. But he did not give her the same space that he has given other guests. I think that there was a little bias.
I would disagree there, but continue.
Well, with that being said, I think that a lot of the things that he did kind of push her on in the beginning, these first like 20 minutes, was his perspective, right? Based on how he had experienced life growing up and things of that nature. So I understood where he was coming from. But that's why I'm saying there was that bias there. It wasn't, he pushed more of his experience on her than I think he has with other guests. And that's what I saw. And I think she picked up on it and she amplified it because she's saying she's on the autistic spectrum, which
She said that?
based on her interaction and everything, I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that she's on the spectrum, not anywhere where it's overt. You're not going to be like, yo, you're autistic. But if you observe her and you really, like, okay, that makes sense. So it was weird. And it was weird that she kept pushing on the race thing.
Yes, and everything. I'm a black woman, and I'm just like, bro.
It was very cringeworthy how she needs to start a game in the Olympics called the Victim Olympics. Like, she needs to establish that. She is the biggest victim. And the thing that bothered me the most about the interview was Shannon's overt or covert.
Everything is overt and covert with this interview.
It's his covert disposition towards her. Like I personally think there was something there, and then her victimhood, and it was uncomfortable to see on screen, and she cannot take accountability. She cannot.
Lit nigga.
I saw one clip of her.
I mean, zero.
None.
Like, if there was a dictionary with a picture with no accountability, she'd be there with the coolest meme mug.
She's the definition.
It's just like anything that's outside of what she think is right or wrong. If it opposes what the other people are to blame. She can't even.
Who is she?
I mean, you ever seen that show when you were younger? It was on Nickelodeon. It's called My Brother and Me. You ever seen that?
I've heard it.
Yeah, I can't think of.
It was like these two black dudes, but it was my first time seeing her as a kid, and she was like a child actor.
Is that all she is?
No. She's an entertainer.
She was on
She's
Floetry.
Yeah, she was in that what's that movie with the HBO series, the black one where they. You know it. It's at the tip of your tongue.
No, it's at the tip of your tongue. I have
You
no
know
idea.
it.
I have no idea what you
What's her name? Issa Rae. She has a show where like I've never watched the show, so I don't know.
Okay, Issa Rae show.
She's an actor.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to understand that's a female show. You can't expect us to know that.
Well, you date black women, so I was just thinking. Let me see, Issa Rae.
Don't you?
We're not talking about me. Insecure is the name of the show. Insecure is the name of the show.
Yeah, sounds about right. Why she'd be in it?
Yeah, but yeah, I date black women. But yeah, she has no accountability because she mentions where she goes, like everyone just doesn't like her. Like anywhere she goes, and it's consistent.
Yeah.
And it's even, I'm just like, bro, she's even painting a picture even more clearly in this Shannon Sharp interview of why she is difficult to work with.
Yeah.
Like it's consistent when she's in a Floetry group, difficult to work with. When she's on set, she's having problems with people, difficult to work with. Everywhere she goes, it's it's like everyone is saying that she's difficult to work with, but she's like, no, I'm not difficult to work with. You all are racist.
Oh wow! So she moves it racist, like
Bro,
I hate that.
Here's the thing. She has zero tact. She has zero tact. And she's basically saying it's because I'm autistic. Which I do know that is part of it, right? But you gotta take accountability for that and be like, I'm autistic. I don't understand social cues. I have zero tact.
What do you think about her saying that she's autistic, but it's self-diagnosed?
Wait, she said it's self-diagnosed?
She said she got diagnosed.
Yeah, she diagnosed herself.
Oh, she went and did the test.
She diagnosed herself. She didn't go to anyone.
Because Shannon was like, wait, you went and you are clinically, and she danced around it. But I was like, it was late. I was very sleepy.
No, she didn't say it in the interview, or maybe they cut it out of the interview, but and afterwards, because she went to explain she basically was bashing Shannon afterwards. And she went to explain like her autism. People asked her about the autism stuff, and she said, "Yeah, I self-diagnosed."
So here's the thing.
Come on, bro.
Here's the thing.
How can you do that?
Because
she's so eager.
Yeah, that's like someone. I think it's Asperger's, right? Where they also have no social.
It's the same.
It's like they can't right. So how can you have a level of how can you have that much self-awareness to really objectively say this is me? If you don't have social cues.
She's a victim. First of all, for her to go on a tour and bash Shannon, I'm confused.
A tour.
Yes.
I'm confused, right? And this only gives more credence to the stories you heard about her and that NFL player, where the NFL player jumps in her DMs. First she says she manifested him. She wanted him. Manifest him. He jumps in her DMs. They have a conversation. He's interested. He asked her to come see her. Well, nigga, you just met me. Oh, what? Like, y'all are both high profile people. You both have money. Like, hop on the plane. You do that all the time. What's the big deal? So now that's a problem. And then she starts doing her research and finds out that some girl said that he did. And she came to his hotel room and he was naked. Well, why are you going to his hotel room? Why are you going? Why are you meeting him at his hotel room the first time you meet him? So it's like, and so then she puts him out on blast, like he's, he does SA and all this other stuff.
Bro, what? See, this is
So she's problematic. And one of the first things Shannon said was, "You single, aren't you?"
Exactly. Definitely single. Like, I couldn't imagine being with a woman like that. Like, I think she's very pretty. And
I don't think
I
she's
saw the
very
clip and I would not agree.
not now. Like, when she was in her younger years, I thought she was very attractive. I think she's I thought she was attractive.
I saw a clip and I did not think she was attractive.
She's not ugly.
I thought she was attractive.
She's
What's
not
her name
ugly,
again?
but she's not like,
Amanda
I
Seals.
wouldn't say she's very
Amanda what?
attractive.
Seals.
I would say she's average looking.
Yeah. I mean, but she's also like one of those earthy type chicks.
Okay.
You know?
I think that she's faux earthy.
Oh, fake. Yeah.
I don't get genuine look, and it could be her autism, but she doesn't feel genuine to me. I think she probably is autistic, Steve.
She's okay.
I think she probably is autistic. I do. I think that was probably a accurate analysis. Now, interestingly enough, in the interview, she said, and I know she's gonna see this and she's gonna just tear us apart.
Yes.
But in the interview, she said, if I would have had my father would have been there. He wouldn't have put up with this. I would have turned out completely different. Yeah, because you would have had discipline, structure, right? Your mom allowed you to become this thing that is not going to get you what you want in life.
But now that you know that, it's your job to now say, well, then how can I make these changes
She's
in
big
my life?
upping her mom.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a bad thing.
Yeah.
She was like,
What?
She was happy that her mom, yes. She is very proud of who she is.
Wait. How is that positive, what you just said? That sounded
For
negative.
her.
For her, it was positive.
She views that as being a positive thing. She,
That's negative.
Well,
not
that's
how
why
sees
she's
it.
single.
Strong black single woman.
She's strong.
You know what I mean?
She's here.
What the hell?
She's literally the epitome of everything that you don't want to deal with when you're with a woman.
She
is if Kevin Samuels
Yes.
would have had an opportunity to interact with this woman,
Oh my God.
it would have been the true final boss.
Yes. That would have been like the final boss of like,
The hidden boss.
yes.
After you beat the final boss,
This one comes out of
you beat the final boss. He's got 10,000 energy. You went through all of your potions and everything.
You ain't got nothing.
Then she comes out.
Yo,
and
Meteor's
no
blinking.
save point. No save.
No save point. You got to start all over if you die.
Damn.
Yeah, she was something else, man.
Man.
Like, and like you could see that she's educated.
Oh,
That makes it
highly.
even worse.
She is highly
And a
educated.
creative, not just any. We're talking Juilliard type. She didn't go to Juilliard,
So she's
but like,
animated. She's dramatic.
she is a
and she can
creative.
spin things and create.
bro, the way she attacked Shannon on his own show was
Yeah.
masterful.
Yeah.
It's almost like, okay, well, I guess for him he's gonna put it out, but because
Oh, he's gonna put it out.
I mean, it was. I don't know, man. I thought this would be her like kind of redemption type moment.
Right, that's what you thought. 'Cause that's what
like
she
coming on
thought.
Shannon. I can redeem myself. I can tell my story, and
But it's like she can't get out of her own way.
she doubled down.
For the
Yes.
fact that she can't have accountability for some wrongdoings that she may have, or she may not have good self-awareness
She
because
definitely
She may
doesn't.
not.
well, she obviously doesn't, because if everyone is consistently saying that, hey, there's an issue, it's like you can have good intentions, really good intentions, but if you come mad aggressive, like, yo, I want to donate $1 million to your bitch ass foundation. Like, I appreciate it, but your tone is crazy.
Yeah.
It's just like she doesn't have awareness of the way that she's coming off to people, and they're feeling abrasive. Like, oh man, she's aggressive and she's ill. Like, even if she has good intentions, it's being overlooked by the way she's approaching a situation. So her awareness is completely shot. And I think if she like gained some kind of awareness of maybe the tone that she speaks
No,
in,
it's a health thing.
you think it's a health thing?
I think that she needs she
need a detox.
She needs a detox. She needs to work on her health. She needs to learn to fast, and then she needs to, because I don't think she's a bad person.
Yeah.
Right. Like there's nothing about her that screams she's a bad person, but she has a health issue, and she needs to address her health issue because she's spinning it like it's a good thing. She's autistic. She's a genius. It's a good thing. It's what you see. It's what you see happens in a situation where someone has something that they said there's nothing you can do about it. Like this is part of your genetic makeup, and you just accept it and you try to make the best of it. You spin it like this is a good thing. It's a silver lining, right? And it's not. It's like, yo, you need to work on your health. But Shannon, many times in that interview, it was like she was telling a story of going to college, and everybody's names on the room. It's like, one of them 7 dorm rooms like we had at Central. And she said the first day she was there, her name was ripped off and thrown on the ground. Shannon's like, and they did that before they ever even met you? And she's just talking. Boop, 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 boop. Just, it's like, Shannon's like, your story's not adding up.
Yeah.
There's no way that before they just saw Amanda Seals. Is that her? Amanda Seals.
In college.
Amanda
Ain't nobody know you like
Seals.
that.
Nobody knows you, Amanda Seals, and they're just ripping your stuff off and throwing it on the floor. Right? For no reason. There's no way that they asked you to be a part of Floetry, and then they were like, man, we don't like this girl. We're trying to get rid of her. There's no way that was just how it happened. Mm-hmm. It's like the way you're conveying your message and how you are here on Shannon's show is what it was in all these interpersonal relationships. And people are like, I don't like messing with you. You're nasty. Right? And so she did not once, as far as my recollection, because I might have fell asleep on it, but she did not once say, I did this wrong. Yeah. I messed up here. I said XYZ, which caused her to say ABC. And then the thing that really pissed me off, she was just like, I have a high emotional intelligence, and I end up having to be that for other people. It's like, you are the epitome of hypocrisy. Like, you're trying to tell Shannon he's being a hypocrite for how he was viewing you and saying blah, blah, blah. But then you said that. First of all, women are the least likely to have emotional intelligence. They're just because women are emotionally erratic. They have the highest intensity of emotion. Like, women are emotional. Everybody knows that. We all agree on it. You don't say women are emotional and then you get bashed. We are not emotional. You're showing us you're emotional right now, right? Like, so we know that. Having emotional intelligence is the ability to have the awareness of your emotions, to be able to gauge other people's emotions, and to be able to make that make sense. Like, it's like a balancing act. And I know, Steven, it's managing emotion. You're a woman, you're less likely, and I'm not being sexist. I'm just saying, like, there's women that probably do have that ability, but you ain't one of them. Mm-hmm. You're definitely not one of them. Like, that's obvious.
Yeah, there was a point in that interview as well when, I guess to even drive further home the point that she just lacks some level of awareness, is when she was a child, she was correcting her teacher. Like, a teacher created, like, it was I guess a stat or something they were questioning about, and the teacher provided an answer for it. And then
they were talking about, she said that indigenous cultures were Stone Age people.
That's what she said? Okay, yeah. And then Amanda Seals was correcting the teacher, and then the teacher berated Amanda or so.
Berated.
And then she was basically saying that the teacher was racist because she was probably like the only black student within that thing.
Everything is racist.
And so Shannon, he pushed back in saying where he's from, like, typically kids or students, they don't correct adults.
I think I saw a clip of this.
Mm-hmm. And and I thought, that actually kind of makes sense.
It does make sense.
And so I didn't necessarily view that as him being combative. And when he mentioned that, she was like, you're being combative and all that stuff.
It wasn't just
in general, it's true though.
Yeah. That is a true statement, but it's just the fact that she goes to that victim mentality of going back to she's only acting this way towards me because I'm black. It's like you're using the black as a shield of like the reason why people are coming at you, instead of just saying, hey, maybe you're just wrong in this situation. And a minor or a child trying to correct a person that's in authority, it's not going to be received well. You know?
So I agree with Shannon on that, right? I agree. But if you look at everything leading up to that point and their interaction, I could see why she felt as though, and that's why I said what I said. But so here's the thing, okay? Because it gets deeper with the black thing. She has dual citizenship. Her mom's from the West Indies, I believe, and she has dual citizenship. Now, we understand when we go deeper, because she's big into this black empowerment thing, we understand when it goes deeper that black is a government designation. And so people have been saying her mom is white, and the reason why they're saying her mom is white is because of government designation. And she's very upset about this. I don't know if she doesn't understand where it's coming from or what they really mean by it, or, you know, whatever the case is, or if there might be some people who literally think that when we say white, we think of a white woman, like there's a lot of confusion around this, but what it really is the fact that she has dual citizenship, and when people come from other countries, they're not designated as black.
What's her mom's skin color?
That's what I'm about to
She's copper colored.
What's her dad's skin color?
He's copper colored.
Why is she so light?
I mean, her mom's light skinned.
Yeah, they're about the same complexion.
Why would they call her white? Okay, I don't. Okay.
I just told you.
Okay, I mean, I'm just.
Did you not hear anything I just said?
Listen, I'm trying to understand. I didn't watch the interview, Chris.
No.
I understand. I'm wrapping it. I'm thinking out loud.
I'm asking you, like, based on what I just said.
I heard what you said.
Okay.
I don't. Being in America, though, if you look black, people typically call you black.
100%. So her experience is black.
Right.
Her designation is not. Blackston.
But why? But who's calling her? Who is calling her white? She said, "Oh, I keep hearing this."
Mom. They're calling her mom white.
Right, but she says, "I keep hearing this." So who is calling her mom
people
white?
On the internet. It's people on the internet.
Oh,
I mean, Shannon mistakenly.
He said, "Isn't your mom's white?" Right?
Yeah, and she got upset about that.
Right.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Well, first of all, this is the first time I've seen Shannon drunk at the beginning of an interview.
Was he drunk?
He was drunk.
I don't know. I don't know if
Shannon was drunk. I'm like, bruh, you been drink like.
You thought he was drunk,
bruh? Like, Mel.
I didn't see him as drunk at all.
Steven, watch the first 30 minutes of the interview at least, and you just tell me. Compare Shannon in the cat interview as they started to get more drunk, right? Drinking. First of all, you can't just keep taking shots and not feel it. Okay, Shannon is extremely professional. This is the first time I seen him at the beginning. And it's fine as you're drinking, you're going through the interview, it loosens up. I like that. That's fine. I never seen him at the beginning of the interview like that before.
Her mom doesn't look anything white like.
I just told you why that they're saying that she's white. I just told you why.
I'm just Chris. Okay, I'm just gonna shut up.
I literally cleared it all up for you.
Speaking out loud. I'm just saying I don't understand why anyone would even think that.
I just told you why.
Oh, fuck it.
Why do you keep negating what I said?
I'm not negating. I understand that. I'm just trying to wrap my mind around people who are saying, "Oh, who thinks that way?" I'm trying to understand who would.
There's actually a growing movement of people that are thinking that way because we have to change our thinking. And this is the thing too about her. It's like you got a master's. You are formally trained. You don't know the truth. You don't know what you don't know. People don't like that. They don't like that. Like, we don't know. People call me a know-it-all. So I know what it's like to be called a know-it-all. I know what she's going through, and I understand that. But also by the same token, I understand why people call me a know-it-all. And throughout time, I've adjusted how I interact with people to limit the amount of know-it-all I get. You know?
I'd be having to do that. You know what I mean?
And this is a new thing for you, right? Yeah. You weren't called a know-it-all in your teens.
Well, yeah. No.
Yeah, this is
Dragon Ball. You know everything about Dragon Ball Z, nigga.
This is as you've gotten older, you've developed it.
Yeah.
Right? So you're seeing the opposite, right? But the point is, she's correct about some things, and she's incorrect about others, and she doesn't know it. And she doesn't have even though she wants, bro, she literally, she's so. I hate calling her nasty because she's not being nasty on purpose, but she's nasty because she doesn't understand social cues. She's like, look, Shannon, right? They're probably 15, 20 minutes in at this point or whatever. I don't know. She's like, look, Shannon, I have a master's in Black history.
Oh,
like you're
Jesus.
I'm not just speaking about this from my experience.
Who gets a master's
I
in
would
Black
say this is
history?
probably the ultimate. What you're about to say is like the ultimate. Like, fuck what I'm about to say. Whatever you say is gonna be right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like I'm not just speaking from personal experience. I've researched this at the highest level. Like I'm knowledgeable. Like I did my thesis. Like she's like, I'm in the culture. I know the culture. I've experienced the culture. When I say something was racist, you don't have to question it. It was racist.
All right, no, I do have to question it.
And she gets to the point of saying you don't have to question it. And Shannon's just like, hey, you have your experience and all that stuff. So I am going to question. But the fact that she says she would appreciate if you didn't like question the knowledge or anything behind what she's saying and just know that this is the truth.
This is the truth.
No,
is the
it doesn't
truth.
work that way. You don't get to do that.
It's just like your degrees doesn't solidify things being correct if you're talking some bullshit.
Yeah, because you are as Chris said earlier, you're trained. You have education. That means that someone taught you exactly what they want you to learn.
Right.
And you're being taught that way for a reason.
Correct.
So that way you don't really know the truth.
Correct.
So,
and her experiences reaffirm that as well.
well, that's also because she creates her own experience.
For sure.
Especially in her head.
For sure. Because if you're walking down the street and you see a white woman walking by herself and she jumps over to the other side, you're going to assume she's fearful of you. You're going to assume she's racist. You're going to assume that she thinks that something might happen and so she wants to avoid you. When it could be the store she's going to is across the street and it just so happened the timing, right? Like, so the lens that we perceive the world is very important, which they touched on. And we also all agreed as we're watching the interview that her lens is different from most people.
Yeah, she's like I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt.
I did too.
Because before I watched the interview, I heard a lot of reactions, and on Twitter, they were actually going against Shannon. You know, saying that Shannon was like how many times does she have to say it or repeat it? And there was a lot of people defending her.
She's also a black woman, so you're going to get that.
Like if you look at the YouTube comments on that video, it's just like, oh man, did Shannon do something bad? That's what made me want to watch it. It was like, okay, let's see. You know, because there's no way that the consensus is that Amanda Seales is the one that's doing something, incorrect or whatever. Or there's no way that Shannon has to be or is the one that's doing. Because I see Shannon as one of those older people who just isn't in tune to a lot of things. So he asks questions simply because he doesn't know, and maybe the interviewee is thinking that he is supposed to be knowledgeable or he's supposed to know, and so they're taking offense to it. But a lot of the questions and all the research and all this stuff, his team does that. You know, they're the ones that's asking the question. He's just reading it to him, and he's just, he goes off the cuff when it comes to certain things.
Follow-up question.
Yeah, and so that's why I didn't think he was being combative. And also, maybe if he was being combative, it's probably because of like the Cat Williams interview or any other interviews that he probably was doing in the past that people pushed him on and said,
No, because you don't see it in other interviews. Look, the thing is this. When I said it was covert, like it was not overt. What I'm saying is it was an undertone that you would have never seen had she not highlighted it.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm not even saying he was doing it on purpose. I'm not saying that he was like, I'm saying it was subconscious. I'm saying it was an undertone. And I'm saying that, so if it weren't for the fact that she highlighted it and made it more than because that's what she does.
Yeah.
That's why people don't like her. Then no one would have said anything.
I agree, because like that typically just happens in conversation.
Yeah.
Like if we disagree about the Kendrick Lamar and Drake situation, You won't sit here and say, well, you said this. Like, bro, we're just discussing. You don't need to highlight this particular point and make it way bigger than it needs to be. Like, I think it's cool to offer some
friendly banter. I mean, you got to go back and forth.
Yeah, to have that there in a different perspective. Like with the Cat Williams thing, I can understand because he's not a comedian. So it's kind of hard for him to question about any other type of, stuff that happens in the comedy world.
Well, also, Cat Williams' monologues were very balanced. See, the thing about it is, this was the perfect storm because Amanda, her stories are not balanced at all.
Yes, everything
is
like people going against her, and she's like not agreeing with them going against her, and so there's like this kerfuffle between them.
So there has to be like that question of, well, did you do something? Mm-hmm. Because it's the same thing with Monique. Now, he did the same thing to Monique. But Amanda is an actress. Monique's a comedian. Amanda went in her bag. She paused. She looked at him. She gave him the silent treatment. She built those moments up into monuments.
She embodied the power of a mad black woman or angry black woman.
Yeah, and once again, she set him up. But that's what she does. It's a protection mechanism. She has to be right. There's no way she could be wrong all this time. It would fracture her reality. And I've actually dealt with this. This is a different type of disease, but I dealt with a woman that was a habitual liar. I don't know what all comes along with it. I don't know the clinical diagnosis, but she literally would create alternate realities. And one day, her alternate reality got fractured by me and her sister, and she literally lost it. So it's of the utmost importance that those realities don't get fractured. And I think that's what's happening here with Amanda. She cannot be wrong.
She's an NPC. That's how NPCs are. Like different level of NPCs are if we're trying to help, like if we're in a health community and we're trying to help someone who isn't, all there, and if you try to create awareness for people about the world or the society and the way it's moving, it's just like their mind can't even comprehend what you're saying because their thoughts take priority. It's like they're closing off the opportunity to learn something that's different than what they believe. And if you go against that, it shatters their world. That's why some people just have to let them take all the sicknesses and all the medicines and all that stuff and all the alphabets they want and all the flags that they want to put on their profiles. You got to let them do it because they follow the agenda of what's being pushed out there in the mainstream. And that's sort of kind of how, like, for someone to be so smart and intelligent, a lot of the things that she talks about, same thing I get confused about with Mark Lamont Hill. Like, he's intelligent, he's smart and all this stuff, but it's just like, how do you believe that there's more than like just a man and a woman type?
Because they're not critical thinkers. There's a difference between being classically educated and everything that comes along with that, having a PhD.
Yeah.
There's a difference between being able to regurgitate facts. And there's a difference between that and truth and being a critical thinker and being, a scientist and experimenting. These are not the same things. And the thing that bothers me about it is the scientists, the real scientists, the people that you are building this information off of, those are the people, like, they're blazing the trails. Everybody else is just like regurgitating. They're the ones bringing new information in. Everybody else is just repeating what someone else theorized. So why aren't the people who are doing the experimentation, living a life, they're questioning, they are doing this for real? Why aren't they propped up anymore? Why are they the lower class citizens now? Like,
isn't it like one of the biggest purpose of science is to question things?
Yes.
To question the answer, the results that you get, to question it, to see how you got to this particular.
Yeah, that's the scientific method. So that's supposedly their doctrine.
So that, for me, I feel like that would make sense in just a genuine conversation, just because something is in a book or there's a Harvard professor who said this is true, it doesn't mean that you can't challenge that idea, even if it's been researched and all this. But people take that as law.
Correct.
And if you don't follow this law, you're stupid, and I don't want anything to do with you because I am a Harvard master's to the third, fourth degree.
Correct.
You know what I mean? It's just like, in any intelligent person, if you say something that contradicts my beliefs, I would question you of how you got there.
Right.
I won't patronize you and talk down to you for not believing my beliefs. And I think that the difference between someone who's well educated versus someone who's just, intelligent and smart and they can just read between the lines is that we're more open and they're more closed. And it sucks that the people who are more knowledgeable and more educated, they're more closed-minded than anything.
Well, it's when they have a good memory. They have good recall. That's all that is. I don't, like, me personally, I view that as being smart. I view that, like, Amanda is smart. Ben Shapiro is smart. Like, these people, these intellects, these are smart people. I look at more philosophers as intelligent, if we're just using terms that people understand and, But, like, I'm an intellect, meaning that you can say, look, 1 times 1 is 1. I'm like, okay, cool. 1 times 1 is 1. And then through life experience, I'm like, wait, me times a woman equals a baby. That's 3, Or 2, if we're talking about money. $1 times $1 equals, there's $2 there. So I'm going to start questioning things, right? They don't have that ability. So when you're smart, it's like total recall. No, I was taught this, and we don't need to rehash this. It's been known. It's been known. How long has it been known? Because a lot of the stuff that we learned in compulsory education over the past 100 years or so, 200 years, this is new stuff, right? Like the whole Earth being a heliocentric model, the globe and all that, that's only 500 years old. 500 years ago, they believed the Earth was flat. And for the history, the thousands of years before that. So when you look at the belief system and you just compare the weight of the amount of time civilization believed one thing or other, this is new. So.
Y'all ready to wrap? All righty. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all rocking out with us, man. We back in this piece, you feel me? You know what I mean? Shit, Stevie going out of town. You know what I mean? Going out of town. Where you been going, man? You been going to Florida, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New York.
Okay.
All the East Coast. Chris, where you been at, man?
Didn't we start with this?
You been at home, working, changing lives, one day at a time.
I've been working. I've been in my garden. Nigga, I've been working.
Been out here working, man. You know what I mean? But all right, y'all. We appreciate y'all rocking out with us once again. Make sure y'all tune in to us every week, every Wednesday. We'll see you beautiful people next time. I am Animated Male. We have Chris James and Stephen Michael. And we will see you beautiful people next time.